Hi, my name is Farooq and this is DJI's brand new action camera, DJI Action 6, and it can do incredible stuff.
Life on the wild side gets so lonely. Wanna sing a lullaby to someone new. I must have lost my head last night. You're on my mind. You're on my mind. You are standing right in front of me, baby. We are living out our lives in this fantasy. I'm starting to see so clearly. You're the best thing that I've got. Starting to see so clearly. You're the best thing that I've got.
This video is sponsored by DJI. Thank you so much, DJI, for making this video happen. By the way, the weather is not cooperating. I'm in Venice. It's been raining for a couple of days and I've been waiting for the weather to open up a little bit. This is the opened up version of the weather. It's still raining here and there, so bear with me. I don't have many, beauty shots of people going left and right because there's no one here. It's the entire Venice seems to be mine. But then again, I'm having a good time. I'm on my one wheel. I have a brand new toy in my hand and I'm having a great time. And here it is. DJI Osmo Action 6 Adventure Combo comes in this nicely designed box. Inside the box we're greeted with two smaller boxes and a 1.5 meter extension rod. Inside the box named accessories we find brand new dual direction quick release adapter mount where you can mount the supported products in any direction you like. In fact, we find two of those in this box. A curved adhesive base. You can stick this to your helmet, your bike, your board or whatever, then you can mount your Action 6 to it. Some locking screws, USB-C 3.1 cable, multifunctional battery case that has three 1950 mAh extreme battery pluses that gives Action 6 240-minute operating time while recording 1080-24 video. And in the other box we're greeted with this monster. Action 6 has a giant 1/1.1 inch CMOS square sensor that allows this camera to shoot videos that can easily be repurposed for vertical and horizontal content. In square mode, you can shoot up to 4K 60 frames per second in 10-bit D-Log-M mode that allows you to color correct as you wish later on. But also, because it is a square sensor, once you mount this camera, without taking it out of its mount, you can shoot vertical or horizontal videos 4:3, 16:9 or 3:4, 9:16 up to 4K 120 frames per second in D-Log-M, which saves so much time. But what makes this action camera so different from all others is this. Did you see that? That is the first variable aperture on an action camera. And this one can go from f2.0 to f4.0. Before we talk more about variable aperture and square sensor, there are a couple more things I want to show you, like this brand new macro lens for Action 6. What makes this macro lens so special is that not only it lets you capture close-up footage of things, it also can adjust the focus with the dial on it. And you can set it from macro to portrait and to landscape. But wait, there is more. This is the FOV boost lens that bumps DJI Action 6's FOV from 155 degrees to 182 degrees. Then there is DJI Action 6 ND filter set and this new DJI Action 6 dual direction mini extension rod. And as you can expect, DJI Osmo Action 6 can be paired with DJI Mic 2, Mic Mini and Mic 3. In fact, all the outdoor footage was shot with a Mic 3 paired with Action 6. What makes the variable aperture so important is right now we're at f2. And when it's set to f2, the aperture is open as wide as possible. The shutter speed is cranked up because we have the special macro lens on it. There's no ND filter on this. So the shutter speed is a little above what you might like for your video. But thanks to the variable aperture, now you can set it to f4, which will capture less light. And what that means is you can slow down the shutter speed and get better motion blur. It's all about motion blur for me.
But also, when you mount the macro lens and set Action 6 to f2, you get this shallow depth of field where only the subject you pick is in focus. This is really cool.
This sensor is a square sensor, and what makes this sensor so special is because it is square, it can capture horizontal, it can capture vertical. When you're in horizon leveling mode, you can rotate this camera 360 degrees. It doesn't matter, it will capture what it will capture, and then you can purpose it for the social media you're gonna share it on. And because this thing has a 1/1.1 inch square sensor, squarish sensor, what I can do is I can zoom in to 2x without losing quality. Let's see. I'm gonna stop recording here. So you're seeing my phone right now, and I'm gonna tap this and I hit record, and we're back, and now we are at 2x. This is 2x, fantastic, because the pixels, you can divide the pixels or you can combine them together. So you're gonna need more light. It is so nice to get this narrower shots out of an action camera. Now I have the horizon steady turned on, and we are recording in 4K. And I am trying. Did it work? Well, maybe this is gonna be easier. And if you want, you can go ultra wide while recording in square like this. As you can see, the corners are gone, but you can get rid of it by simply, you can stop recording and then tap on it twice. And now we have our corners back. This new macro lens is gonna change things quite a lot, because one of the biggest problems with action cameras is a minimum focus distance, and it's always too far away. Now I'm shooting with the regular lens. Oh, by the way, the app now has the focus peaking, so I can see what is in focus and what is not in focus. I actually really like this sensor since the Osmo 360. It's a very capable sensor, and I love seeing this in a dedicated action camera where we can push it even further. This must be a new chapter when it comes to action cameras, because I don't think I can go back to an action camera that doesn't have variable aperture or a square sensor. This camera is a little bigger and it is a little heavier than Osmo Action 5 Pro, and I don't know if you noticed, but this doesn't have Pro in its name for some reason. The variable aperture can be set between f2 to f4, but to be able to get f2 you have to have... Okay, editor Faruk here. Hold on to something, because this is a little complicated. It's a little tricky situation, but we need to sort this out before we can move on. When it comes to variable aperture, yes, it is from f2 to f4, but not in every setting. So let me tell you what's gonna happen. With its original lens, when you're in photo, video, portrait, subject tracking, and slow motion mode, if exposure and variable aperture is set to auto, by itself, it can go from f2 to f4. But if you turn off the auto variable aperture, it can only go from f2.8 to f4. But if you switch to manual exposure in Pro mode, there is no auto variable exposure, but now
you can set the aperture to f2.6, f2.8, or f4. But if you switch to super night mode, first of all, in super night mode, doesn't matter. In both auto and manual exposure mode, there's no auto variable aperture. But this mode opens up the large aperture, f2. So in this mode, you can go from f2 to f2.8 and then f4. Same thing goes when the FOV boost lens is installed. But when you install the macro lens, you unlock f2. Now the auto variable aperture gets disabled. But when macro lens is installed, subject tracking and slow motion gets disabled. Now, there's one more thing. Hang in there. With its regular lens, you can record a square video. But when you install one of these lenses, you cannot record in square video. You can still switch between horizontal and vertical without rotating the camera, but you cannot record 1:1 aspect ratio. And the 2x lossless zoom gets disabled when you install any of these lenses. All right, back to the video.
Wide open aperture is the lower number, by the way. So f2 is wider, f4 is tighter. So f4 lets less light in. And when the less light comes in, more things are in focus. So the minimum focus distance is better in f4. Also, when you're outside in a bright light, it is better for the motion blur. But when it's nighttime, when it's dark, of course, f2 is gonna be more useful. You're gonna capture more light. When it comes to built-in storage, of course, this one has built-in storage too. Actually, this one has 50 gigabytes of built-in storage. If you don't know what that is, without a memory card, this thing already has space in it that you can record a video. So if you forget your memory card at home, or even if you don't have a memory card, it's okay. You go and buy this action camera, and right out of the box, you can start filming. You don't need to worry about a memory card. And because this thing records in 4K 120 frames per second, you need a good memory card, and the good memory cards are of course a little more expensive, so you don't need to spend any money on memory cards. You can start using this as is. The rain is picking up. It's fine. I was prepared for this, and of course this action camera is waterproof with its own lens. When you switch to the macro lens, then it's not waterproof anymore, so keep that in mind. All right, now let's test the macro. I think I can come as close as this, and let's open up a little bit. This is where my face should be in focus, and if I go like this, now Santa Monica Pier is in focus, but am I out of focus? I'm not sure. All right, now we're gonna do the tunnel test. By the way, I'm so much louder here because there's no one, and let's see how that goes. This thing set to auto in D-Log M 10-bit, and then aperture is set to f2. We have the macro lens attached, and then ISO can go up to 800. And then we're gonna see what the footage looks like. And we're about to enter the tunnel in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. It's looking dark to my eye. It's looking pretty dark. Maybe the settings are not correct. I don't know, it looks dark to me. Now we're coming out. Let's check the settings. Okay, so I changed the settings. Now the ISO can go as high as it can go, which is, I believe, 12,800. And let's see what that looks like. We are about to enter. Oh, it smells so good. I am so hungry right now. Yeah, okay, this is how it's supposed to look. All right, but we also have the night mode. And after this, we're gonna switch to night mode and see what that looks like. Okay, all right, now we are in super night mode and we're gonna go back into the tunnel and see what that does. Everything is set exactly to the same thing. All right, here we go. Oh, looking good, looking good. I like what I'm seeing. It looks super bright. It's not that bright in here. Wow. Okay, that looked bright. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode and I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, what I'm curious about is what you think about Osmo Action 6. Is this something you're interested in? What do you think about the variable aperture? What do you think about the square sensor? Is this something you're going to be picking up? What do you have? Is this something worth switching to? Let me know. I love reading your comments. Let me know in the comment section below. And until I see you the next time, take really good care of yourselves and hoşça kalın.